Good morning, everybody. Hey, welcome to Thursday, April 2nd. You can see I am in the office today. This will probably be the last day you see me in the office as the governor has come out and basically said everybody needs to work from home. We are an essential service, but for safety reasons, we feel it's better to work from home right now. We are available to meet people in the office if that's something they think they need, but we can meet Zoom meetings just like this. We can do telephone calls, whatever folks need. We're here to help, and uh, and I hope you'll take advantage of that as we get ready to do some more. Ask Phillip anything virtual meetings coming up here relatively quickly. So with that, Dave and I will have lots to talk about today with jobs, stay at home, all the other stuff that's hit the news wire here the last day or so. And so we will have that conversation here in just a little bit. I hope this finds you doing well as you prepare, if you're not already staying home, preparing to stay home for a while now. So we're here to help you through this process. Give us a call at 863-382-0037. That phone will still work. No matter where we are, we will get your phone call. So, hey, Dave will be here in just a moment.
Light FM, that is Heart. I'm Morning Dave. It's 8:39 here. That's 21 before 9. We always check in on the epidemiology report this time of the morning because heaven knows your money's being driven by a virus these days. Let's find out what's going on. Phillip Statler is in the office at Statler Financial Services in downtown Sebring. Phillip, you're an essential service, so we're going to stay reporting through the stay-at-home order, I assume.
Oh, absolutely, Dave. Now we will close the office today at 5. And we will all be working remotely though to just really kind of distance ourselves from all that stuff. But it doesn't mean we're not available, right? I mean, phone, Zoom, and we are allowed to come to the office. And so if somebody does need to meet with us, we are more than glad to come out and meet folks. So yeah, we are available. We just are going to work from home just to kind of keep everybody else safe.
And that's a wise decision. We've been doing the same thing here. Our sales and business staff is all operating from home. Essential employees, which reads morning morons like me, we come in and we do our work, but it's just a good idea to stay separated, especially during the stay-at-home order. So good business as it goes. Just to update everybody locally that hadn't heard the news, the update yesterday evening was 21 confirmed cases here in the county. And the tragedy of the whole thing is, yes, we've had one death already, tragically, but among the report from yesterday included one under 1-year-old infant. And, they've been saying that the youth don't get the bug with the symptoms that the grown-ups do. But at the same time, I've heard no data whatsoever about a youngster without a fully developed immune system yet getting it. So I'm offering up prayers for that very young person that ended up testing positive yesterday.
Yeah, that it is. I mean, we are definitely starting to see our numbers grow, and that's going to be, I mean, symptomatic of what's happening across the state, and we're definitely not going to be immune from that.
Absolutely. It's definitely not it's an El Stinko situation without a doubt. Speaking of El Stinko, the thing we were talking about all week long happened this morning. We've heard estimates anywhere from 3 million to 4 million first-time jobless claims coming in from last week. And be prepared to bang your head against a wall somewhere because the official number from the federal government was 6.6 million first-time jobless claims last week. We were all agog at the fact that we were at 3.3 last week, and that was a record by a wide margin. Well, we just managed to double last week's record.
Yeah, we did. 6.6 was way more than what anybody expected out there. You're right. I saw anywhere from 2.9 million. The Dow Jones average, those guys that they surveyed was like a little over 3.1 million. And so it comes in at 6.6. I mean, more and more people are getting laid off, and we understand that. That's the expectation given that the restaurant, the retail, and now here, and that's not just us here in Florida, that's nationwide, right? So, um,
Yeah, we were a latecomer to the stay-at-home order, so Florida is now going to start feeling it big time, starting with this week. And I got to throw in the first thing I saw when I saw that 6.6. Holy crud! So many of the people are trying to file their unemployment claims online, and we've heard the story on the newscasts out of Tampa and whatnot. Folks just ain't getting through. I mean, we haven't seen half of the people even get through to register yet. So I mean, this is just the tip of the iceberg that we're seeing in monster numbers like this.
yeah, it is. Now, I'm hopeful that maybe, Dave, this the CARES Act that was passed last Friday evening had a provision that is called the PPP plan, and that's it's payroll preservation plan that folks can businesses, small businesses can actually get a loan from the SBA to help cover payroll for 2 months. And so that has got the bankers working overtime trying to figure out how it works, what they have to do, and those type of things. But applications can be made starting tomorrow. And so um, that and it makes sense, right? The government wants to keep people on the payroll, not on unemployment. And so we'll
Absolutely.
see how much of an impact that will start to have. Of course, it won't take effect until probably next week.
Absolutely. The other thing mentioned as well, the state is freeing up money from the Florida Disaster Recovery Fund, and they're accepting bridge loan applications as well through the state-funded programs. We've got that link, by the way, under the coronavirus resources on our website at 1057lightfm.com for employers that want to keep their employees on the payroll. And Lordy, keep that 6.6 million number down as one of those worst case things we talk about for years to follow, right?
Absolutely. We want people need dollars to pay their bills, and so hopefully we'll get that all resolved here relatively quickly, and at least the people will have dollars to pay their bills. And the other thing, David, that what that tells us now is, as as much as it pains me to say this, but we now have some form of socialism.
Yep. And I think even the most raring free marketer in the bunch would say, at the very least, for the short term, it's good that the government's got our back to an extent because it's going to do some bailout. The question is how much these policies stick for the long term in terms of government intrusion into the private life. That's something we can argue about later. For the moment, we're kind of hurting. Yesterday, setting the table, it was an off day on Wall Street. My bet is probably baking in what we were expecting to see this morning. Dow was down by 973 points. It's almost 4.5%. NASDAQ was down by about the same percentage, down 339.5. And the Standard & Poor's, boy, that's amazing. All of them down 4.41% about. 114 down on the Standard & Poor's. Some of that had to be baking this morning's bad unemployment news in, wouldn't you guess?
Yeah, I'm thinking maybe it probably did. The other thing, it was the first yesterday, so you did have some reallocations in portfolios too coming through. So a combination of the two.
Understood. We do have a couple of business reports, quarterlies, that are out, and they kind of run the gamut and at least give us a little bit of an early snapshot as to how we were doing before too many people got sick and scared the crap out of us, right?
Exactly. So we had CarMax come out and report this morning. They came in 17 cents ahead of what was estimates. Their revenue also beat forecasts. Now, obviously, they've seen their demand progressively deteriorate with the spread of the COVID-19. At least at this point, they're up 4.6% this morning before the market opens up. Then we got Walgreens. Walgreens came in 5 cents ahead of estimates. Revenue was above what was projected from Wall Street. They're still not sure how the COVID-19 is going to impact them. They're up about 2% right now.
You got to keep in mind, Walgreens has an alliance with Boots, and that has a lot of interests over in the European theater as well, don't they?
Yeah, it does, and so they got kind of a worldwide presence.
Absolutely. I know the stock was under some pressure on the last quarterly report, so seeing them beat is good news. And they are one of the places that's not going to have any trouble staying open because they're an essential service in just about anybody's book.
Absolutely, yeah. So I mean that whole, the healthcare field, the pharmacies and that type of stuff, they're not going to close. We're going to need them no matter what. So
Yeah,
um,
absolutely.
yeah, so they won't have to worry about that part. Then the last one I have is PVH Corporation. That's Calvin Klein, that line of other apparel products that are out there. Um, they beat also. Revenue was basically kind of a little bit above what was forecasted. Again, they're not sure what the COVID-19, how much impact it's going to have on their business, what it's going to look like at the end of this quarter. But right now they're up 4.2% also.
No, all three of those, we got kind of three separate sectors with a snapshot: luxury consumer, big ticket consumer, and health staples, and they all look good. At the very least, before we screwed it up, we were doing pretty well as an economy, weren't we?
Yeah, we were. It looked like the first quarter was on track to do very well, except for that last little bit of March.
Yeah, it's funny about the little bug really is causing us more grief than we care to think about, obviously. Once again, let's check it where we're at right now. Down day yesterday on Wall Street, some portfolio adjustments, maybe some baking in what we expected to be bad news, turned out to be even worse. I was kind of intrigued by the fact that the futures were generally pointing up overnight. How we do in 45 minutes before we actually open this morning?
It's already been quite the roller coaster. I came in, the futures were up over 200. I saw them go red, and now I've seen them bounce back to over 100. So it's quite the up and downs here today as we look at where we're at. So the Dow right now is up about 0.5%, $115. The S&P 500 is up about 0.6, $15, and the Nasdaq's up about 0.5%, $36. So everything's looking green right now. And even on the other side of the coin with commodities prices, we've got silver up over 4%, we've got gold up 1.8%, and we've got crude oil up 10.25% this morning to $22.38 a barrel.
I noticed that among the gainers on the early trading was virtually every oil drilling and energy company out there. Was there a news item on the price war between the Saudis and the Russians that I missed? Because that's a big move on crude.
There is. Trump says, that he expects the Saudi Arabia-Russia feud to end soon.
Ah, that would explain a big bump up. Aspirational hoping, right?
Exactly. Now, I'm not sure. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure that's got some good news in it, but I also saw another headline. I can't find it right now, but one of the oil companies is a smaller probably oil services business, was getting its attorneys ready and prepackaging a bankruptcy filing.
Yeah, I know it's hurt a lot of the ones that have depended upon West Texas, so I'm not happy to hear that, but I guess I'm not shocked. World markets were about as mixed as our futures look in the process. Asian rim markets turned in mixed in the morning. Hong Kong up by a little bit. Japan kind of tanked down a bit by 1.33%. European markets are hovering around the zero line with kind of a red tinge halfway through their day this morning. Phillip, this is one of those times it's really nice to know this Statler Financial Services is going to be available even during the stay-at-home order.
Absolutely, Dave. We are making ourselves available. There's going to be people that have questions, concerns about their portfolio, their 401k, and we're here to help them through that process. All they have to do is give us a call. This number will still work no matter where we are, 863-382-0037. Now, obviously, we may have to take some messages, but you may actually get a live person at that number because it will ring to our cell phone. So it's a good number. Follow us on Facebook, folks. It's important that you're there with us as we will be releasing different things over this next time period to kind of keep up with this situation of that's happening. And that's Statler Financial Services. Like us on Facebook, follow us on Facebook, help keep yourself informed, and then join us every weekend for the Statler Financial Radio Show, 6 a.m. and noon on Saturday, 10 a.m. on Sunday mornings on News Talk 7:30 a.m.
All right. Thank you much. Keep track of the moving target, and we'll catch you tomorrow morning. Fair enough?
All right, man. Take care.
Thank you. It's 105.7 Light FM and Statler Financial Services, Phillip Statler. Remember,
Folks, again, I want to thank you for joining us. Please stay safe. Join us tomorrow. Please like us on Facebook. Follow us there. I think you'll find that a lot of good stuff comes through there, including information on our event coming up this weekend. Ask Phillip Anything virtual meeting coming up on Saturday. So, hey, stay tuned. I'll talk to you again tomorrow. Have a great day.